Hello, everyone. Welcome to Popcast on the Rocks, episode 77. My name is John, and I am joined once again by Andrea. How's it going?
Good, good. How about yourself on this late night edition of the podcast?
Yeah, late night. I'm doing
Staying
well.
up so late, 9 o'clock. We're crazy.
Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
true, true. Yeah, I mean, usually we're talking this late. It's just not that we're starting this late, so
Yep.
extra
Yep.
crazy.
Well, we're a podcast about pop culture things, and sometimes they're whiskey. If this is the first time tuning in or finding us, thank you very much for stopping by.
hmm
Um, McNuggets is in the chat.
Hey, McNuggets.
Hello,
I like your
McNuggets.
name.
Yeah.
Delicious.
So we're gonna be talking mostly some entertainment news this week.
hmm
Not really a central topic or show we're discussing, so we can stay pretty spoiler free in most things, I'd say. And we're gonna shift things up. We're getting spicy and trying new things. We're gonna talk about our drink holidays right up front.
Yeah, I like it. So Monday and Tuesday, back to back, we had two drink holidays. We had on the 27th, Crush a Can Day, and on the 28th, Drink Beer Day. I like it. Very, very clean and simple. And I believe that you may be celebrating both, two in
I
one.
am. Yep, I'm representing tonight. I do have a
Excellent.
can,
Ooh,
and I won't.
kickball.
You've had it?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
I bought it
So,
actually on a whim when I joined a kickball team on a whim. So
mm,
there's a whole story there.
that's
But
appropriate. Yeah,
yeah, how are you enjoying it?
it's great. I've just we haven't bought any new beer for a while, so we're sort
Okay.
of just going through and you know finishing out what we've already bought. So
Yeah. Yep.
this is a good one. It's really refreshing. It's from South Dakota,
Mhm.
Remedy Brewing. So yeah, good stuff. I will drink it and then crush the can later.
Excellent, excellent.
So,
I believe that will be a lovely closing for our show. We will all watch
mm,
you. John's like, oh man, I didn't anticipate this.
well, McNuggets asked us to discuss politics, and it's a perfect time for me to
Oh yeah.
say for everybody that this is like a politics free show, so you can be happy to tune in and not have to deal with any of that rubbish. So, yep. You're not celebrating any drink holidays this
I
week?
am not. I'm not. No. I do actually. I feel sad. I have a can of beer that I just remembered out in the fridge, um, out in our garage. But yeah, no, I'm not. I've just got my trusty old water here.
All
You
right.
know, nothing crazy. Nothing to crush. I don't think I could crush this plastic.
You melt it. You melt it.
I can melt it. All right.
All right. So this feels very awkward now. We're different setup. So now I'll ask you, now that we've got our drink situation out of the way,
Mhm.
how's your week been? I feel like it's been a little while, but maybe it's been just
Yeah.
1 week.
Yeah, it's just been 1 week. I mean, a lot has happened, in my household. We attended a wedding, which was very fun. Congrats to our friends Natalie and Ben, who just got married. But then also we had our poor little daughter, react very poorly to her 6-month flu shot. So
Hmm.
she, right after getting sick with COVID, got sick with the flu, and so, unfortunately, we were, like, back to square one in that department. So it's been a, like, up and down. It's been up and down, so I don't know how
Yep.
my week's been, but it's kinda been a little long to say.
Well, I mean, you have to get used to having a sick kid a
I
lot and
know.
dealing with it, and you're getting the training wheels. They're gonna come off soon, because you'll have experienced it and be done.
That's right,
Mm,
yeah.
mm,
Everybody tells me, like, it's daycare, like, your kid's gonna be sick for, like, the next 3 years, just get used to it. So,
mhm. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Well, did you
Huh.
manage anything fun within the sick household?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So obviously taking care of little baby gave me a little time to cuddle up with her in front of the TV, and we watched some shows together. We watched the newest episode of the newest season of the Great British Baking Show. I am
Okay.
totally one of those people. I'm not even ashamed. I know it's like a whole craze and
Millennial,
everybody,
big,
yep. I freaking love it. I love it. These people are so great. I forgot how awesome it is. Like all the contestants are so nice to each other. And I feel like that's one of the things I love best about the show. I mean, I love seeing their weird like baking stuff, but I love like all the contestants are like, "Let me help you. Let me carry your cake. Let me, whisk your
Mm.
eggs or whatever." I love it. It's great.
I
So,
get, yeah, I get tired of like, I can only listen to Gordon Ramsay shout at someone about
sure.
being stupid in their terrible dish so
Right?
much. And I was just like, yeah.
Right? Like,
Um,
I mean, it's so fun sometimes when like, you're just like watching people get judged and you're just like, "Ooh, yes." And then sometimes it's nice to just like have that nicer side of things too.
yep.
So,
Yeah, because I've been
yeah.
watching UFC and it's the same. They're like beating each other, and then they're done and they hug, and and it's like it's. I like seeing the good sportsmanship. I know some
Yes,
people
I
tune in for the trash talk for the people
right.
that do that, but yeah.
I love it. I love that you just related the Great British Baking Show to UFC. That's
Hmm.
definitely like quality analogy.
Feel good,
So
yeah,
I
feel
love
good
it.
television,
Feel
go
good
for them.
television. Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So yeah, so I watched that. I watched the entire first season. It's only 6 episodes of a Netflix show called The Chair with Sandra Oh, and it is all about her being the chair of a liberal arts English department. um, it's hilarious, especially if like you've encountered like any levels of academia and like the politics and all the crazy stuff that goes on in education. It is so so funny. It's also good if you like don't know anything about that. Like it's just like a great like human story about her like trying to figure her shit out among colleagues who are just like hell bent on setting the department ablaze. Like they're just so inept and wonderful. So it's very fun. Like I said, 6 short episodes. I flew through them. It was great.
Nice.
And then I also flew through the short season of Star Wars Visions, which is
Okay.
new to Disney Plus,
Hmm.
released last Wednesday, right?
Think so. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
yeah, flew through those 9 episodes. I was shocked they're only like 15 minutes long. I thought they were going to be a little longer, but
Mm.
spoiler free. I thought it was amazing what the creators were able to do within 15 minutes of an episode.
Cool.
It was crazy. And then lastly, I started Foundation on Apple TV.
Okay.
So I was a busy, busy girl this week.
How far did you get on Foundation?
The 2 episodes that are
Okay.
released.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, we shared some things in common. I didn't watch through all of Visions yet. I'm
Okay.
like pacing it.
Nice.
So seeing 4 of them so far,
Nice. Okay.
and I've been enjoying them. I look forward to like critiquing them more specifically later, but
Yes,
it's been
absolutely.
fun. And then Foundation, I am also caught up on as well. I'm really interested to hear what like our friend Tony thinks about this again, having read the books, and but it has me intrigued so far, and definitely with
Hmm.
season or episode 2 on that such a cliffhanger,
Yes.
like WTF, oh my god, so yeah.
Yeah, if we
um
talk a little bit more about that, we should I think we should feel free to get a little spoilery because I feel like you can't really talk about it without saying some
yeah,
things that happen.
yeah, we'll definitely,
But we'll warn
if
everybody.
you like, the show and you intend to keep watching it as it goes on or whatever, then we talk about it more in depth, then yeah, for sure we'll get into it. um I caught up on Ted Lasso as well.
Oh, so you're all caught up, like latest episode and everything, or
Yep.
did you? Okay, I
Yep.
actually haven't seen this last one, so
Okay. Yeah, I think the most recent season 2 episode 10 was episode 11 coming this Friday.
right.
So this Friday we get a new episode of Foundation and a new episode of Ted Lasso. So
Yes, Apple TV just so far like really picking up the pace right now and crushing it.
just like cans of beer,
Just
crushing
like cans of beer, like
it.
we will
Yeah.
see John do later.
One other thing I will get to as we talk about the Nintendo event later.
Yeah.
And then I got a little bit more of Ghost of Tsushima in. I got to Act 2 of the game. And I kind of want to keep always touching back with it a little bit so I don't forget the controls. It's one of those things like I know it's going to be tough for me during harvest and everything, but
Yep.
if I can just get a little bit in there here and there so I don't have to relearn everything
Totally.
would be good. So,
Totally. Yeah, that's always what I feel like is my biggest, like, barrier to picking up a video game when you've been away from it for too long. Suddenly you're like, "Wait, how did I, like, shoot this? And how did I, like, pull my knife out? Or, like, where's my
mhm,
map? Where's my map, guys?" Like, yeah,
yep.
just
And
totally lost.
a lot of games share a similar language, but then again, there's a bunch that don't, or something
Mhm.
very specific. So,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, well, speaking of games, we've got some games to talk about. Nintendo, last week was a big week, and I know it's been a little while now. So the news has been out there. Hopefully you've all had the chance to see the Nintendo Direct from last week. Did you get to see it?
I unfortunately did not.
Oh, I'll fill you in then.
Yes, yes. You're carrying this one, John. Tell me all about it.
Okay. Well, um, I think if I want to give it a grade, I think
Okay.
it's in the B range again. I give it like a B plus.
Okay.
I thought the show kept moving. It had a good combination of little updates to games we knew were coming soon, but
Mhm.
then stuff we didn't expect. For instance, there is a game called Voice of Cards: The Isle Dragon Roars.
Tell me about this
Um,
game.
yeah, I never.
I cannot decipher it through this title, so
It's taking like uh it's trying to do like a tabletop kind of thing.
Okay.
It's all cards, taking the cards thing very literally. I like the art style.
Mhm.
It's by you know a well-known composer and stuff, so the music should be very good. And everything is done with cards, the battle and the movement, like the map is literally it's just and I'm usually not one that'd be like I'm into card game kind of things in a video game format, but I
Right.
do like Gwent,
You
and
do, yes.
this looks just very pretty. So that was kind of one of the earlier surprises that I thought, well, maybe that would get me out of my normal gaming comfort zone, I guess.
Sure.
So
Yeah, you've streamed a couple, your Gwent games, so maybe this could be
yes,
another.
yes, yeah, that's true. I laughed hysterically, or I guess cursed. I don't know. I was not. There's a Mario Kart ripoff game by Square. I'm shocked that Nintendo even put it in their direct because it's so blatant. It's like a Chocobo racer or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Um, it just like the way you grind around corners, the
Mm.
way that you have like your wheels turning and whatever to like float on certain parts of the map.
Mm. Sure.
Just everything. You have items you pick up to throw at the other people, and I
I was
mean, I
just about to
know.
ask that.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, I feel like there are kart racers. It's like, there's Sonic
Yeah.
Racing and there's, Crash Racing, and, so obviously those are coming from Mario Kart, but they feel different enough that
Mhm.
they fit in the kart racing genre without being clones.
Sure.
So, yeah. Let's see. My computer's making noise. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm going
Nope.
to change something. Okay. Um, then there's a couple things that would have brought this to into the A category for me, probably. They talked and announced their um next Smash Super Smash Bros presentation. They gave a
Excellent.
date for that, October 5th.
Okay.
And also an Animal Crossing Direct coming in November. If they
Nice.
had just dropped those things and detailed them there,
Mhm.
I feel like that would have been enough to be, maybe cut out a couple other things and just talk what's the final Smash
Sure.
character and reveal
I
that.
get you.
And whatever big is happening in Animal Crossing, I feel like that might have been And I
Sure,
get they're
instead
gonna
of
want to have
drawing
their
it
own
out.
events. Yeah, I know they're gonna want to go in detail. Uh, Sakurai always goes into detail about how to use the latest Smash character, and they talked about how this is going to be the last direct about Super Smash Brothers Ultimate,
Wow.
and it kind of makes me sad because this is a situation where I wish Nintendo would just make Smash Bros and Mario Kart and Mario Party live service games.
Mm,
Like
mhm.
people want, Nintendo to modernize in ways or whatever, and they sell millions of copies of each of the games. But if they want that recurring revenue from something that they literally don't have to work on as much, then you keep the base game and just keep adding content. I mean,
Right.
where do you go after Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? It's the ultimate.
Penultimate?
Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 2. I mean,
Ultimate again? Always
yeah.
ultimate?
And there's so much content in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. There's so many characters. There's so
Mhm.
much music. If you didn't know, they have music from like Final Fantasy and
Wow.
Fire Emblem and Mario and Animal Crossing and like Metroid and like basically everything that's in there. They have a character, so there's non-Nintendo things in there, Sonic music, all this stuff.
Right.
And you can just take your Switch, plug it in the headphone jack, and put it to sleep and basically have it be a big MP3 player of Nintendo music or whatever.
I mean, that's kinda
Um,
cool,
it
but
is.
also, like, I don't know, like, why smash, pardon the pun, everything into this one game? Like,
Well, it just is ballooned over
yeah,
time to include so much content. There's so many Easter eggs for other
sure.
things, and just it's kind of I whatever they do with the next game, if it doesn't have all that,
Yeah.
it's gonna feel lesser than and be
Yeah.
disappointing.
Very true. Very true. This feels like a
So
George R. R. Martin situation where, like, it's gotten, like, out of control. Maybe you should just start, like, getting into, like, publish one thing and then, like, save some content and just, like, keep going, you know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah,
better to
I
just,
don't.
like, get it out there.
Yeah. I mean, you can go in there and listen to the voices of all the different characters. So you can go through and every line of dialogue they have in
Like,
the
just
game for
listen?
each character. Yeah. So there's a list. So you can go to Link and then clip one, ha, clip two, ah, clip three, ah. They're like falling, and you can keep going all the different things.
I mean, this
It's
sounds really fun if I wanted to, like, I don't know, like, I don't make some sort of weird movie or something, or, like, make my own, like, animation movie and, like, just borrow all these clips of dialogue, but, like,
Mhm.
other than that, I don't know.
It's great. It's just like fan things. It's just again adding
All random.
stuff. So, anyways, my rambling on about that is going to be interesting to see what the final Smash Bros character is going to be, and then I'm worried about what the future is going to be for Smash
Yeah,
Bros. So,
legit.
they revealed a new Kirby game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's kind of the first open world Kirby roaming around kind of game. It's
Mhm.
a big deviation from the last few Kirby games they've had that have been like more 2D, and like they've always had a style that one looks like yarn or something, and one's like very drawn or whatever. And so they're changing that up.
That's cool.
They're doing a free update to Mario Golf because a lot of people
Yeah.
complained that there wasn't enough content at launch for that. So,
Oh, really?
mm-hmm.
That's a
So I hope they keep
bummer.
adding things there. So
That
this is
looks so
it's a free
cute. I was
update.
excited. That's good.
Yeah. Dying Light 2 was announced, the cloud version. So that's a pretty modern, heavier, demanding game. And so Nintendo's again putting their toes in the water in the modern ages at times by offering these games that can't run natively on the Switch because it's not powerful enough, but
Sure.
they can run in the cloud. And so yeah. Project Triangle Strategy's name has been changed to just Triangle Strategy.
Okay.
So that's that. Metroid Dread dropped a new trailer. The big rumored thing was the announcement of the new Nintendo Online expansion pass. Um, People have been wondering how they're going to add new consoles to the online service. they just add more consoles and raise the price. Well, I think they're doing a smart thing here. They're going to keep the regular service that includes what you already have, access to online NES and Super NES games. And if you
Sure.
want more, you can purchase the expansion pass, which will now include Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, and it's interesting because they're actually making wireless controllers to match this. So they're going to be releasing a wireless Nintendo 64 controller. So if you want to play the Nintendo 64 games on your Switch in the way they were originally, maybe you're a big Nintendo
That's
64
cool.
Mario
Yeah.
Kart fan, and you want to
Yeah.
play it that way, then you can do that.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Mhm.
Well, and I mean, wasn't the big hype leading up to the show that they were gonna unveil new controllers? I mean,
Yep, they were talking it. Yep,
correct?
yep,
Correct?
it worked out.
Yeah, I like it.
Um,
I mean, new old, I love it.
yep. I don't think people saw the Genesis thing coming though. They
Yeah,
had
for
Genesis
sure.
games in the virtual console on like the Wii U and stuff, but it's crazy because they're going to be adding Genesis games to Nintendo system, and Nintendo is making and marketing a new wireless Genesis controller as well. So
Okay.
Nintendo is selling a Sega Genesis controller that they made that's wireless to play these Genesis games.
Interesting. I wonder
Isn't
how
it like
that
a
came
weird
about.
time? Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you told someone, like 15 years ago that that would be the case,
Oh,
or
absolutely
they'd be
not.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I love it, but also like, yeah, I
mhm.
wonder how that came to be, that deal came to be.
Yep. So no pricing information as of yet, but
Okay.
yeah, I'll be picking it up and giving it a whirl. The question will be, do I put the money in for the Nintendo 64 and Genesis controllers? Hmm.
I say yes. I say
Okay.
yes. Do it.
Um, oft rumored, Castlevania Advance Collection was shown off and announced that it was available that day.
Oh, wow.
So it was a surprise drop
Mhm.
and very cool. I picked it up immediately. They threw in an extra game in there, so it's 3 games plus an extra one for $20.
Wow. Good deal.
And yeah, so if you're into Metroidvania kinds of games, you're
Mhm.
missing out on some good Castlevania stuff. It's a steal. And I think a lot of people these days probably missed out on them, but maybe saw the Castlevania Netflix show and could use some Castlevania in their life.
I was
These are
gonna
great
say
ones.
that's a really smart move there to drop
Hmm.
that, like, for people who did see the show because I think it did get really big. I mean, I don't have, like, numbers right in front of me, but I know it was one of their most popular ones. And, I think that's a really smart move to just, like, keep the hype going, especially leading into their, like, spin-off that's happening on
Yep.
Netflix.
Yep. And then another surprise drop that was announced, no one had any idea about, that was available day of, is a game called ActRaiser. It's actually kind of a
Mm,
remake or a remaster of some sort, so it looks a little nicer and stuff.
okay.
Um, it's a very unique game that I've never played. I'd only heard of the name. Um, I guess it kind of switches genres a little bit, like it's some sort of um kind of action side scrolling sort of game, but then it jumps to being this sort of top down, like your god world building sort of thing, like
Okay.
managing a village and stuff.
I love
I
that that's, like
clearly I
That's, like, the exact opposite of what I had in my brain because, of course, like, you say, like, anything, like, blank razor, and I was just thinking, like, Hellraiser,
yeah.
because that's where my brain went, so it's, like, the
Mhm.
exact opposite. It's like, "Oh, I'm God, not
Yeah.
Hellraiser."
Yeah. Yep. So people were excited about that. Um and then we'll get into we can, okay, we'll kind of segue here,
Sure.
and then finish up the direct. So the Mario movie, they Shigeru Miyamoto came out and talked about the Mario movie, and they revealed the cast. So of the few things that had the internet ablaze after this event, this was probably the biggest one.
Yep.
Um, so you did see this part. You did see the
Yes,
castings.
yes, this I did see. I'm not sure how I feel about this casting. It seems weird. So we've got Chris Pratt and Charlie Day as like Mario and Luigi, which I- like
You know,
I mean the best one to me seems like Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. Like I'm there. I'm totally like, yeah,
Mhm,
she could do this. I'm
sure.
just but Mario and Luigi, like linchpin, this is your leading cast. And I mean, they're funny. I'm sure they'll like be very like physically comedic and, deliver the lines, but like are we doing accents, no accents? Like are we like totally spoofing this? Is this serious? Like what is this?
Well, mm, I don't know what's all announced about it. I assumed it's an animated movie, so it should be just their voices.
Okay.
So I could be wrong about that, but I'm
No,
pretty
I'm
sure.
sure I'm hoping you're right. Um but I'm also like still a little like, okay, what are we doing like accent wise here? How are we going to talk through this?
It's yeah. I mean, the thing that comes out of it for me when I saw this is like I put no thought into the Mario movie. Like usually these things don't go well. Though I will say that Nintendo has been very picky about they're very picky about their IP these days and what happens to it and where it is. So I
Mhm.
feel like if they're doing this movie, they have some sort of clear vision for it. We just don't know what that vision is yet.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
I just remember like seeing the cast list and thinking like I love everybody who's supporting this movie. I'm just really not sure about the two main guys. Like Keegan Michael Key as Toad, also very there for that. Like Bowser, Jack Black's Bowser, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, like I'm totally here like all day. Very funny. But I don't know. I
I
don't know
I,
why.
I have to say, whereas my interest was like pretty low for the movie, and like whatever happens to it, I have
Mhm.
to say I'm way more interested now.
Sure.
I'm very curious,
But
and
is
it
it
is an
because you're
all star
excited?
cast.
Is it because you're excited or because you're worried? Like, is it like, "Oh, interesting," or is it like, "Ooh,
I
I don't
guess
know how this is gonna turn out. I better watch it. It's like a car crash."
I'm not sure if it's because it's in my head that video game movies so often don't do well, and
Sure.
that this movie wasn't probably gonna be for me. It's like I don't care when a new Pokemon movie comes out, you know? Like I
Mhm.
enjoyed the original back in the day, and I still like Pokemon and stuff, but I'm not invested in the new Pokemon movies that may occur or the new television series even or
I was gonna
whatever
say,
is happening.
I'm not generally interested in the Pokemon movies, but I do care about, like, the television series because that was, like,
Okay.
hardcore
But
childhood,
the
and
new ones? It's
I know,
every new one that comes
but,
out?
like, every time I feel hopeful that it's gonna, like, recapture that magic, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it does not. But I'm still, like, in for a couple just to see.
I mean, is it unfair for me to be like, you know, we'll get to this later. Cowboy Bebop, the animated thing, and then they're gonna make a live action one that
Yeah,
I'm like worried about that and kind of bothered by it. But this, it just doesn't matter to me.
it
Like I love
doesn't.
Mario, but like this movie is of no consequence to me.
Sure.
I'm interested still one way or the other, but like if
Right.
it bombs, which usually they do,
Yeah,
then whatever. And if it's good, then it's a surprise, kind of like Sonic. I didn't care about the Sonic
sure,
movie at all.
sure.
Zero F's given. But then because I like the Sonic games, but I didn't care about this kids movie. But then I
True.
saw it and it was fun.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, it's totally legit to care and not care. Um, because I think Cowboy Bebop, obviously, that's something a little bit more personal. You know what I mean? Like that means a little bit more to you. Like you can care about Mario, but not like as much. So like this movie doesn't have the same stakes for you. Plus, I mean, I did just look at it. It is animated. So at least it's in the same medium. It's not
Mhm.
like they're totally trying to cross it over like I was thinking they were trying to do and like do like a live action, which would just be like complete insanity, totally bonkers. So, all right, I'm giving this like much more of a chance now. But
What I
yeah.
wanted to see after this cast announced, I wanted to see the cast of Always Sunny do the whole Mario movie. So Charlie Day is Luigi, Dee, is Princess Peach, and she has to be with her brother. Her brother's gonna be
God.
Mario, and like it just,
Oh god,
and
it
then of
would it
course
would fit
Danny
right in
DeVito's
a
Bowser.
yeah, I was gonna say it would fit right into like a weird episode of
Yep,
It's Always Sunny. It would
or
somehow work.
Wario. Danny DeVito should be Wario. Yeah, but yeah.
Danny DeVito could be a plethora of roles, and I would enjoy him in a lot of them.
He's just
So
Yoshi.
he could just do whatever he wanted to
Yeah,
do. He could
yeah,
just be like, "I'm gonna be like all these guys. You guys figure out the main cast here."
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna wait to see a trailer until I have,
Sure.
so I know what vibe, tone, all this stuff they're going for
Yeah, I mean,
before I give it any sort of.
animated also means like a broad swath of,
Yep,
possibilities. So,
yep. Okay, rest of the direct. Let's see. Splatoon 3, they showed some more. I've never gotten into Splatoon, but I have to say I liked the art style and kind of the feel that the trailer was putting off.
mhm,
So then they did that in a very corny kind of presentation, which I really didn't prefer. So that's what my comment was, just like, can we just
sure.
have subtitles? Can we just,
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a bit much. So, um, and then they finished out the show by giving everybody some Bayonetta 3,
Mhm.
which
Sure.
was originally shown off, I believe, the year that the Nintendo Switch came out. And
Oof.
it's been pretty silent since. And so
Okay.
people were like, if it doesn't show up here, the game is, I mean, people already thought it was in trouble. If
Right.
it doesn't show up here, what, it's canceled or something.
Right.
So they
Oof.
acknowledged that it was late. Then they said unfashionably late, coming in 2022.
When this would be a good question for our technical director. When did the Switch come out?
2017, I believe.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
2017 was the Switch release, and came out Breath of Wild and Mario
Okay.
Odyssey.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's not quite as late as I had thought because I thought 15 or 16, but still. Oof.
Well, I mean, if you
That's
look at it
rough.
now, 2022. So if it was
Oh, so
announced in
yeah.
2017, 18,
Yeah,
19,
that'll
20,
still be a
21,
good 5
22.
years,
I
yeah.
mean, you have to assume the game was in development before that. So
Right.
for a game like this, what, a 6 to 7 year development cycle is a
Right.
big development cycle. So
Better be a damn
yeah,
good game.
I know. Yep, it better be. And honestly, the trailer was okay. So I'm not,
Mhm.
I be excited for more Bayonetta, but
Sure, I mean,
I'm not
if this
sold
is the
yet, I
is it
guess.
yeah, I mean, if this is the first you've seen of it since then,
Yeah.
I
I
mean
think when they first showed it was basically just like some sounds and the title, maybe
okay,
some
sure,
shots, there was nothing there. So
sure. Okay.
anyways,
Interesting.
that was the Nintendo Direct. There was plenty more things in there as well that a number of people were excited about, but that was kind of my highlights, I suppose.
Mhm.
Um, Technical director Alan had mentioned earlier, so I'll bring it up right now too, that the Switch did get an update that finally unlocks its ability to use Bluetooth to
Ooh.
use your headphones.
Oh, cool.
So four
That's
years,
been a
whatever,
while.
5 years into the Switch's life cycle, you can now connect your Bluetooth headset to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh my goodness, such
So
new technology.
baby steps, baby steps. So yeah. All right, moving on to new categories not related to video games so much, even though there are video games
Mhm.
in the world of this next category.
Yeah.
Doctor Who is getting a new showrunner, a new old showrunner.
I was gonna say, you tricksy guy, you. New old.
hmm Russell T Davies is coming back.
Excellent. I like it. I love it. I love it when like an original showrunner comes back.
hmm
I dig it because I often feel like even if like successors take over for a while and it goes well, there's always that moment where like stuff starts to go off the rails and you just feel like you want that like comfort and safety of like that the person who brought it back or like who started it up, who kind of had that like creative energy going to bring it back.
Hmm.
And I think this is a good moment.
I mean, it's certainly something I think to get excited about. I think there's a good chance we'll be disappointed because I mean it happens. He was clearly the show hit a magical place when it
Yeah,
rebooted, kind of relaunched back in like 2005, and you know one can only hope they can manage to rekindle that sort of, I don't
spark.
know, environment and yeah, everything, because I'm just looking at the list of things that he wrote,
Yeah.
and he's so Rose, End of the World, World War III, Bad Wolf, Christmas Invasion,
Mhm.
um, Runaway Bride,
So good.
Voyage of the Damned, The Stolen Earth, Journey's End, The Next Doctor, Planet of the Dead, Water of Mars, End of Time, 1 and 2, Doctor's Wife.
So good. Such
That's a
good
lot of
episodes.
good stuff, you
Yeah.
know? So, um, I see that in 2020, he did Fugitive of Jadoon and The Timeless Children. So he did. I'm a
Ooh.
little confused because it says in here like this character and then Captain Jack created by Russell T Davies. So maybe he
Okay.
didn't write the episode, but his characters were in it. I'm a little confused of the credit here
Sure.
on IMDb. But
Interesting.
anyways, so
Yeah, I'm all in for this. I mean, I think I think I'm approaching it with like tempered expectations because like you said, there was clearly a cultural moment in which Doctor Who like this kind of second, wave of it kickstarted and was super popular. Um and I think that was like a great time. But I mean, there's there's no way to like go back and recapture that exactly, but I think there's still a way to like take that energy and move forward and take that
mhm,
like quality writing that he has and take like this technical moment that we're in that's so much more advanced than what he
mhm,
started with,
yeah,
back when Eccleston did his first season as the Doctor. I think there's a real opportunity here and I'm willing to give him like a bunch of episodes at least to just like settle in and figure it out.
yeah. So where do you want to see Doctor Who go then? Where do you want to see him take it? Like, what do you want to see from the next Doctor? What do we, what do you?
Yeah, it's hard to say because I haven't seen much of Jodie Whittaker, which I
Hmm.
feel I feel bad-ish about. Um, yeah. I'd love to like slow down a bit on like the sort of frenetic like here, there, everywhere and just like take some episodes to maybe focus on the doctor and like I don't know, just like stay in like one place for a bit and just like have some like semi small adventures that, like we encounter like other species or we encounter like one companion that we're building with, but like also focus on the doctor and where like the doctor is at. Cause I feel like
Yep.
it's really superficial right now. Like
Sure.
the episodes I've caught just seem just not very like introspective, not very like relationship building. And I just love to get back to some of that. Some of like the, kind of humanish elements of Doctor Who.
Hmm. I mean, I think that's what made the soft reboot. Um, I think that was the defining factor that
Mhm,
wasn't as present in the original Doctor Who
mhm,
was the emotional notes they managed to hit in an
mhm.
overarching story.
Yeah.
You'd have plenty of great, interesting episodes in all of them, but what kind of brought it to the next level
Mhm,
was Eccleston's doctor dealing with, trying to use humor to deal with his like guilt and loneliness,
mhm,
and then um Tennant's doctor. like having to deal with the relationship and the feelings he was developing for Rose, and
And then
it,
losing her.
yeah, right. Yeah, so these like impactful moments that, besides the fun and the excitements that we got with Doctor Who, that really brought this to another level. Like the episode with Tennant, um, that's the two-parter where he no longer has his memory and he's
Oh,
living as a
yeah.
human.
Yeah,
That stuff hits hard, you know?
it does. Yep.
So it's the timey-wimey with that. And I hope that,
Yes.
because it's kind of sad that in the last few years, honestly, Rick and Morty has been the one out Doctor Whoing. That's
Doctor
been
Who,
the more
yeah.
Doctor Who, because there's trippy stuff in there. They play with time and dimensions and all these, traveling the universe, doing crazy stuff. That's very thoughtful. Um, they just don't have the emotional elements most of the time because it's supposed to be so silly.
Right.
So if we get that great writing, those, I don't know. I I'm I am excited. If you can't tell, I am excited. I hope it can live up to the, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really hoping, like you said, it can bring back some of those humanizing moments and those relationships and those like um emotional moments, emotional builds, where we feel like this connection, we feel like the emotional journey that the doctor and or a companion are going on. It doesn't need to be like some sort of like soft reboot. I don't need like, a doctor companion romance or, like
Right.
semi romance, any kind of that stuff. I just want like a connection. And I just feel
Mhm.
like that's what's missing right now.
And they need to stop. My dream here is that they cast aside the cheap get of always the callback to the Dalek or something. You
Yeah.
know, we need to move on. We need to like just move on.
Fresh
N-
encounters.
right.
Yeah.
New dilemma, and then I really want to see them deliver on a doctor that is more akin to the first or second or maybe like eighth doctor. I want that
Mm,
slow, more curmudgeon-y. I want
mhm.
it just I want to feel the doctor is very different.
Yeah.
So then you can have those moments when he seems very like previous doctors, that they stand out. You're
Mhm.
like, just add in those little elements or something.
Mhm.
But the promise we got with Capaldi that was never followed through on, I wish they would manage that.
Yeah, I was really disappointed early on in Capaldi because I was so excited for something different.
Hmm.
Like not that Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith, being like young, like sexy doctors wasn't fun. It was. They all did absolutely fabulous jobs. But
Hmm.
yeah, there got to be a sameness to the doctor.
Yep.
And it was fun to be like, cool, like now we're totally changing it up. But then I felt like they still tried to be like, it's okay that he's old. He's still going to be really cool. And
Yep.
we're going to like have him like run around and be crazy and like, talk to his companions and just be like overly hyper and excited. And I think he like really settled down as the seasons went on, but it was too late. It was too late to have him like totally flip his personality, which he would have had to do. I think he settled much into a much more even character, but it didn't feel personality wise like he was different. It felt like the same personality, just in an older guy.
Hmm. I think it's, again, um, I think it's writers not underestimating their audience,
Mhm.
thinking well, they fell in love with this thing, so therefore only this thing is going to resonate with them.
Exactly.
So do
Yep.
more of this thing, and
Yep.
I don't know. So,
Yep.
well, we'll see what happens. I'm excited nonetheless. Let's go, Doctor Who, come back. Um, things I'm less excited for. I don't know if you they released. I think
Oh,
IGN did a side by side of the opening scene for the original Cowboy Bebop, and then the new one.
cringe, cringe. Oh,
Ah,
I wanted to like it, and there were elements that I did. It just doesn't work with people the same way. And I really, really wish whoever made that trailer could have maybe watched them side by side, like the way
oh, they
that we
had
did.
to get it
I
to like
I mean,
line up in some,
I mean, yes and no, because I mean, well, yes, probably. So because obviously it wasn't like an exact shot for shot, like
Mhm.
exact same thing. But it was like an homage gone wrong. It was just awful. And I was so sad because this makes me so nervous and just disappointed already in the show.
Mhm. Uh, when it first started, I'm like, okay, they're going very literal, and then it started to get different in weird ways. And then it's like, okay, I don't know that you guys understand the tone of this show at all because, eh, I
It was
mean, you
it
watch
was
the opening
so
scene and then
yeah.
watch the end closing scene, and between that, you should be able to figure out what Cowboy Bebop feels like. And this feels, it feels like almost like they're making fun of it.
Yeah, it's like weirdly like posy, like
Yeah,
overly posy and cheesy and
like
dramatic.
there's someone's running, like fake running. When
Yeah,
it's like, is this gonna be a comedy? Or is this
right?
a
Like
roast of Cowboy Bebop?
right, that's what it feels like. It feels like one big giant like satire of Cowboy Bebop and it's really awkward. I hate it.
I
Uh
mean,
yeah. I think it would have been fine. There's so many things that would have been fine, I think, if they just didn't have the actual cast in there. Do you know what I mean? Like if the people weren't in there and you kept the music and you just did like something different. Do you know what I mean? Like you didn't even have to have the people in there or you just like introduce them just in like shadow or something. You know what I mean? Like but the
sure.
fact that they like put the people in there, they were posing, there was winking, but it didn't feel like you and me. It felt like, hey, like it was so awkward. Like, look what I'm doing.
Oh man, Renato, thanks for joining the show. Have you watched Cowboy Bebop, and have you watched the new side by side opening comparing the original animated opening to the new one for the Netflix live
Oh,
action? Let us know, everyone out there. Let us know if you've seen this, what you think. I Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. It was not a promising start.
They should not have released this
No.
because if the rest of the show is like
This?
good and they're confident about it, this was not something to watch. And then, you need to, it'd be like, okay, well, that didn't look good, but maybe the episode's good. Well, we don't know. We can't see that. So
Right. Right.
this is a false step in releasing this.
I agree.
And I and where's Ed too? Like all the panels are for, where's Ed?
I
I've
don't
seen
know.
plenty of people cosplay as Ed. That's the sad thing. I've seen people cosplay all these characters that look more like these characters than what they have here. Um, so
Yeah.
I don't want
I
someone to tell me they can't do Ed because I've seen Ed in real life.
yeah, I still like John Cho's look.
Mhm.
I still think that element works, but he can't carry the
It's
show.
That's the best thing we've seen so far. Yes, the best thing we've seen is his look, but this opening further emphasizes the idea of it, those screens we had of the show looking kind of clean and
Yep.
CW-ish.
Yep.
This is like making that and making it worse.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, not a good start for the show, which I think is very unfortunate.
Yep. In more positive news, we're gonna spin up to positive maybe, and hopefully end on a high note here. We were just talking a couple weeks ago with Emily about Star Trek and the
Yeah.
Orville, and then miraculously they announced Orville is coming back.
Yep,
Orville,
that's
New
right.
Horizons.
That's right. I'm excited about that. I've seen a couple of Orville episodes sporadically, and now I'm hoping to get, like, really into it.
Yeah, I'm I'm pumped. I didn't think they were gonna make more. So
Yeah.
good news. The trailer showed us nothing, basically. So,
Yeah, no,
but
absolutely.
all right. And then you found this last story. This came out of left
Yeah,
field for me.
right? Like, I mean, I saw, like, Gladiator sequel and was just like, "Well, obviously you've got me with this, like, nice bit of clickbait." It is real, it's happening. Um, so far, no Russell Crowe announced to somehow pop in from Elysium where he is currently resting. Spoiler alert for Gladiator, sorry y'all. Um, but yeah, so Ridley Scott is working on the script for a sequel to Gladiator. I can't believe it. Um, I had no idea that apparently the sequel was first announced a couple of years ago, that it was in the works. That just like blew right
Yeah.
past me. But yeah, now it's really happening. He's going to be at the helm again, and it's going to follow one of the characters from the first film, the young boy, um, Lucius, like the Joaquin Phoenix's sister son.
Okay.
So
I
I
like
have
that
no
name.
idea. I have no idea what it's gonna be about, like, no plot clues given, but yeah.
I'm I'm very surprised. I think that
Mhm.
I don't know. I was also surprised to see that Ridley Scott is 83.
Really?
So it says
You
in
stop
the
that.
article you posted by Hollywood Reporter. It says
Oh, yeah,
the
83-year-old Oscar
83-year-old,
nominated.
yeah,
Yeah, my god. Good
he's
for him, he does not look 83, like, way to go, Ridley Scott.
and he
You got some years in
keeps
you.
working.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Renato says Joaquin was perfect in that movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Part of the
Well, he
reason I fell in love with him as an actor, I think he's so amazing. That's just really, really good.
apparently he's
Um,
coming back for it.
okay.
Let me double
Okay.
check that. Yeah. Yep, Joaquin Phoenix is coming back.
Okay. Here's something controversial. Renato just said in the chat, really needs to chill. He's ruining the Alien franchise for me. Oh. Huh. What? Hmm. Okay. Well, we're gonna have an Alien show at some point, really Scott show. So we'll get into
Yes.
that then. But um,
Well,
yeah, this is
he is fulfilling your wish. He is taking a chill from the Alien franchise to do Gladiator now. So,
well, it sounds like
stepping back.
Napoleon too. So it sounds like
Yeah.
Napoleon, and then this, and obviously if
Yes.
he's still involved in Raised by Wolves.
Right. Right. He
So
was what was he doing? What is he doing? Oh, House of Gucci is his other like totally left field film that's coming out in November. Ridley
okay,
Scott's. So yeah,
House
so
of
he's
Gucci.
yeah, it's Lady Gaga and Adam Driver.
What?
I have seen trailers for this. I did not know it was Ridley Scott though. So he's just like all over the place right now. Apparently, just kind of like flexing his range muscles because like I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know how you go from like House of Gucci to Napoleon to Gladiator. I don't know. Maybe they're all historical and he's just on like a historical kick or something. But
yeah.
yeah.
Really producing a lot. It looks like
Yes.
too. But well, I mean, you think this is going to be any good? Obviously, who knows? But
Who knows? I mean, I'm like hopeful again. I loved Gladiator. It's one of my top 5 movies of all time. It's amazing. It's always nerve-wracking when you feel like something that good is getting a sequel because you're just like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, like, is it gonna, like, taint the original now if it's no good?" Um, but yeah, so, I mean, I'm encouraged that Joaquin Phoenix signed on, so hope.
I think this is gonna
Interested?
be
Intrigued?
like Blade Runner. It's one of those things where the sequel takes place,
Sure,
it happens so far removed that, yes, there's fans of the original that are gonna
sure,
see
but
the
it's
new
not
one.
gonna, like,
But
really
it's
touch it.
yeah, like, there's a lot of
Yeah,
people that have no idea, have not seen
yeah,
Gladiator, nothing, whatever, and so a sequel to them is gonna be meaningless. And
sure.
maybe it will be great, like, as I really like the Blade Runner sequel as well,
Yeah,
but it also bombed for how much it cost to make, and really makes
right,
expensive movies a
right.
lot.
He does.
So,
He does, yeah, he does make expensive movies, and he does make long movies, and I think that's
mhm.
something he needs to, like, tamp down a little bit.
See, that's what I'm kinda sad he didn't have more hands-on with Raised by Wolves, because that seems
Mhm.
perfectly fit for him,
Yeah,
that in that long format, drawn out, new
yep,
kind of crazy world, like, that seems perfect.
yeah,
But
absolutely. Maybe it's kind of weird, but I just, like, thought maybe he has, like, ADD and just,
yeah,
loves,
yeah,
like, long stuff, but then is just like, "Nope, alright, I'm done now, like, can't commit to the rest
mhm,
of this," so
yep,
it's funny.
yep, absolutely. Alright.
Yeah,
Well,
hopeful. Could be
yeah,
cool.
we set out figuring we'd have a shorter episode this week, and indeed, it is a shorter episode.
My god.
What do you know? Breaking
We
records.
we can do it.
So, anyways, that was Popcast on the Rocks episode 77. Um, we're a weekly podcast, talks about pop culture things, and sometimes there's whiskey. We will be back next week as well, hopefully, with another new exciting episode. We'd like to thank our theme song creators, Killing the Flower, for creating such said theme song. You can check them
Mhm,
out on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram. And be sure to follow us and like and share on all the applicable social media things. Leaving a review on your favorite podcast directory is a very helpful thing as well.
mhm.
So, yeah,
Check out our
appreciate.
episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe you just want to look at some reviews. You can go to the clips playlist and look at reviews for all the shows we've talked about in the past and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So, a wealth of content, as they say.
Literally what I was about to say, so as they say.
Yeah. So thank you, Renato, for jumping in chat. And thank you, everybody else, for tuning in. And thank you, Andrea, for joining me once again.
Of course, as always. Cheers, everybody.